Honorable Speaker, and I want to weaponize the governor of Imo State, Onwa Hope Odidika Uzodima, and the governor of Kwara State, plus my very good friend, Elder Francis Sharif Oboborewoy, to appreciate and celebrate all our governors here. And of course, I want to single out for special recognition 3 elder statesmen here. Aremu Olusegun Oshoba is 86 years old. He is here with us. Baba BC Akande is 87 years old and will turn 88 on the 13th of January next year. He is here with us. And former Senate President Chief Ame Ebute is 79 years old, and he has been here. And he has been a loyal party member. And of course, there is someone that has become my in-law, former Senate President Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, whom during the electioneering season I had routinely lambasted, but he kept a stoic silence. So thank you for your patience and understanding and your tolerance. My speech will be very brief. The Gettysburg speech, one of the most famous speeches ever spoken, was just 272 words by Abraham Lincoln. Politics reward memory, and today, memory must begin with gratitude. Before we speak of maps and margins, we must acknowledge the singular role of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in building the very culture of opposition that brought us here. Long before power came calling, he stood when it was unfashionable to stand, organized when it was dangerous to organize, and pounded democracy when silence was safer. Nigeria's opposition did not survive by accident. It survived because one man refused to surrender the political space. Let me say this plainly and with a smile. The APC is fortunate that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not in opposition today. He's the kind of fighter you pray never stands across the ring from you twice. His experience is not just history, it is the armor of this party, forged in resistance, sharpened by survival, and perfected by victory. In 2015, we won 21 states because Nigerians believed in change and because our coalition was disciplined. In 2019, we retained power with 19 states, learning that incumbency protects but does not persuade. In 2023, we won the presidency with 12 states. But as we look towards 2027, one truth stands above all others. Defections follow confidence. And confidence today flows from the trust in the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. People do not cross over because of slogans. They cross over because they trust judgment, they trust courage, and staying power. They know that our president understands opposition, understands power, and understands how to keep pace with those who take political risk. In 2003, 2 APC ANPP governors were brought joined into submission and were forced to join the PDP. And our governors, opposition governors in the Southwest, went to sleep. Only one man was awake, and the PDP regime machine overran the whole of the Southwest. But today, it's a different ball game. We are 28 states strong. Only a fool hell-bent on a suicidal path or an outright imposter can dare to challenge President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027 election. But we are in a democracy and people are free to contest elections. But elections are not won by noise or nostalgia. Elections are not conducted, to borrow the words of Obasani, elections are not conducted on Facebook or on Twitter. They are won by coalitions, credibility, and conviction. With the experience of our president as our shield and the lessons of the past as our guide, I believe that 2027 is not a gamble. It is a responsibility, and by the grace of God, we shall have a rendezvous with destiny. It's my singular honor and privilege to cherish forever to invite our leader, the single kinetic presence in Nigeria's political firmament, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to deliver his remarks. Thank you so much.
It is a great honor for me to stand before you this evening, full of joy, pride. Pride that we have 28 states. Pride that we are the largest growing party on the continent. We are not just the person saying so. Internationally acknowledged. They are talking to us. They know what we have achieved, and they are watching us. Democracy is a must. And this country is the heart of the continent. So what you represent is very significant and has a meaning for the continent. It is in your hand. I, as one leader, must say thank you very much. Listen to the vote of confidence from the Governor General. Listen to the party chairman. Listen to the vice president. Listen to the speaker. Listen, the honorable speaker. Listen to the Senate president. It is encouraging to just stand here, say good night, and we go to sleep. But our job is not done. We must continue to remind ourselves what the data means for us. God got us here. I am a symbol of that God. Because without him, I won't be here. I can say the governor of Yobe and many of his colleagues and partners, they knew the obstacle on my way. Obasani can testify to that. There was a white bush trial. The currency redesigning. The queue at the petrol station. call that people died, not able to have 1 meal a day because of lack of money, just for one election. So, if you are truly a believer in God's job, in God's work, let us thank God. Let us be faithful to our words. We must continue to be resolute that this democracy that we take in our hands must not fail. To me, we say we are bigger, yes, we are larger, and we are taller. But it is in our hand now to be accommodating. That's the only way we can be resilient, be tolerant, move a little bit. Okay, if you have a huge living room as big as this, create a little bit of room for your neighbor who is outside or is just coming in. The rain that is driving that neighbor will not beat that neighbor dead. Will only be soaked and wet. But you may need their heart of warmness and prayer. Accommodate them. Take that seriously. Be resilient. The state and the world level is my concern. Don't you want to lead the state or impose their will and all of that? It's my fear now. And there's no need. God creates that opportunity for individual. And if God says you will be there, I am a symbol of that. God says you will be there. So if you take it from me.
I came up here, Mr. President enjoined me to be brief. In other words, I should not speak for more than 30 minutes. So, Mr. President, remember I'm a lawyer, and in the law school, they always teach us that an after-dinner speech must be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject matter, but short enough to be interesting. So I'll take this like an after-dinner speech. I want to, on behalf of the Senate, adopt all the speeches delivered at this NEC meeting. So I join to welcome both the old and the new members of NEC. I adopt the speech of the national chairman. I adopt the speech of the progressive governors. I also adopt the speech of my partner, the Right Honorable Speaker. National Chairman, you make them available so that I will use the speeches as working document for discussion on Tuesday in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But on a cursory look, I must say that we have grown as a party. I must say that yes, indeed, the party, and the National Working Committee members are doing well. I want to say congratulations to all of you. I want to also join to welcome all the new governors and to say that, yes, indeed, the governors did not come alone. They came with the structures in their various states. So I also welcome those structures who are not opportune to be here today. I want to enjoin the party to do everything possible to realize that democracy is all about the National Assembly and, of course, the executive. In other climes where democracy is not practiced, you will notice that they will have an executive and they will also have the judiciary. But whenever you have a democracy, National Assembly becomes paramount and therefore needs to be consulted. So whilst I applaud the APC governors for their strides, I just want to appeal that you carry along the National Assembly members, the House of Assembly members in your various states. I hope this is not too much of a demand. They are the closest to the grassroots. Mr. President, we feel strongly that the vote of confidence once again reposed in you by the APC governors. We share in that, in the National Assembly. So we say that we have confidence, implicit confidence in your capacity, in your clarity of purpose, and your ability to navigate the very difficult terrain to take Nigeria to the next level. So we say congratulations so far for a job well done. And on that note, Mr. President, I will say that from the National Assembly, particularly the Senate, we will not fail you. We will not fail our party. We have so far not failed you. We have so far not failed our party. Every bill, every request, we have tried to make sure that we meet them timely for you to move ahead, to change this country from where you met it. Congratulations to all of us, and may God guide our party, and may God not allow us, because of our new size, to self-implode. May we take actions that will carry along the grassroots and improve the living standards of all Nigerians. And may our children who are seeing insecurity today, may they not see again in future. May God give you the enablement as President of Nigeria to continue to take swift actions, both in the economic sector and in the security sector, to salvage this country. But so far, you have given hope to those who had no hope. Nigeria was at the crossroad when you came, but things are looking up. Your reform agenda is working. And then, of course, we who are behind you to craft the laws are ready to continue to do so. Mr. Chairman, we are going to tinker with the Electoral Act. We will finish that before the end of January, so that as you go into your congresses, you have a clear timeline of which you will do your primaries for the next election. We will not allow the president to be a president without ministers, because primaries are held 10 to 12 months before the general election. So we are looking into that, and with the advice and assistance of the president, we'll soon get back to the party. So congratulations for the new members, particularly our governors. And in fact, for me, as a Senate president and a son of the South-South, I say congratulations to the South-South and the other zones, because so far, I can see everything turning around.
I'm honored to address this National Executive Committee meeting, not only as Speaker of the House of Representatives, but as a committed party man who believes deeply that political parties are the backbone of democratic governance. Parties win election. Institutions deliver outcomes. History judges us on whether we successfully connect the two. At the outset, let me place on record the appreciation of the House of Representatives for the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR in a period of profound economic adjustment and inherited structural constraints. Mr. President has demonstrated resolve, clarity of purpose, and confidence in democratic institutions. The reforms have been difficult but necessary, with legislature working to stabilize them through law, oversight, and representation. In mature democracies, reform relies on legislative partnership, which this administration has deliberately fostered. From the perspective of the House of Representatives, Nigerians are not asking abstract questions about the separation of powers or party supremacy. They are asking practical questions. Is the cost of living easing? Is insecurity being addressed? Are the opportunities expanding? Are public institutions working? These questions do not arrive labeled executive or legislative. They arrive simply as expectations of government. This is why I describe governance as a contract between our party and the Nigerian people. The manifesto sets the promise. Elections grant the mandate. Institutions enforce delivery. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to share a few facts from the empirical record of the 10th House of Representatives. They matter because parties that govern successfully measure themselves honestly. Between June 2023 and June 2025, the House processed 2,263 bills. Of these, 237 were passed. 68 have already received presidential assent, the highest of any president since 1999 at the two-year point. Crucially, almost 80% of enacted laws originated from private members' bills. Efficiency has also improved markedly. More than 1/3 of all bills were passed within the first 100 days. Nearly 70% were completed within 300 days. Compared with previous administrations, these represent a cultural shift toward discipline, planning, and prioritization in lawmaking. Oversight has followed the same trajectory. Committees of the House have conducted investigative hearings, performance audits, and sector reviews that have led to the recovery of mismanaged public funds and improved compliance by ministries and agencies. Oversight is often misunderstood as confrontation. In reality, it is quality control for governance. It protects the credibility of the party by correcting failures early before they metamorphose into public crisis. Representation has also evolved. The annual National Assembly Open Week has been institutionalized. Constituency engagement has become more structured. The House has expanded dialogue with women, youth, and persons with disabilities, and has advanced the Reserved Seats for Women initiative as part of a broader effort to deepen inclusion. These are deliberate attempts by the House to rebuild trust in democratic institutions. I share these facts not for self-congratulation, but to make a larger point to this neck. Governing parties that succeed treat delivery as a collective enterprise. They align party leadership, executive action, and legislative output around a shared program that citizens can see and feel. Distinguished colleagues, allow me to turn directly to the question of party unity. At our caucus meeting yesterday, I made a point that bears repeating at this neck. Today, the All Progressive Congress is not the same party it was in 2015, or even 2019 or 2023. We are a governing coalition that continues to grow. We have founding members who built the party through sacrifice. We also have new members who have joined us because they see the APC as the vehicle of national stability and progress. Managing this balance between old and new members is now a strategic imperative. If not handled with sensitivity, fairness, and institutional discipline, it can lead to fragmentation. Fragmentation is a luxury the party cannot afford as we look towards 2027. Cohesion does not mean uniformity. It means inclusion, respect for contribution, and clear rules that bind everyone equally. NEC has a critical role in ensuring that integration is deliberate, grievances are addressed early, and party structures remain authoritative. From comparative experience in advanced democracies, parties lose power not primarily because of opposition strength, but because of internal disorganization and unresolved factionalism. Unity, therefore, is not a slogan, it is a system. This is why I respectfully propose 3 practical steps for our party. Number 1, we should institutionalize a simple APC governance delivery dashboard, a quarterly snapshot that tracks cost of living indicators, security outcomes, job creation initiatives, and key social interventions. Not for propaganda, for internal discipline. Parties that govern well measure themselves honestly before the public does it for them. Second, we should formalize a legislative executive program grid, a clear mapping between our manifesto commitments, the bills before the National Assembly, and the budget lines that fund them. This ensures coherence. It prevents policy drift. It allows our candidates and our officials to speak with one voice across all levels of government. Third, we must strengthen our internal democracy without weakening our governing capacity. Disagreements are inevitable in a large coalition like ours. What matters is process, clear rules, timely dispute resolution, respect for party organs. In mature democracies, parties lose not because they disagree, but because they allow disagreements to become public disorder. Candidate quality also deserves urgent attention. Weak candidates do not merely lose elections, they undermine governance and erode party credibility. Training, ethical standards, and basic policy literacy should be seen as national assets, not optional extras. As we prepare for the next phase of governance and electoral competition, let us remember that Nigerians are watching less what we say and more what we deliver. The All Progressive Congress must remain a party that wins power and earns trust, a party that governs with discipline, a party that sees institutions not as obstacles, but as instruments of national renewal. I thank Mr. President for his leadership. I thank the national chairman and all members of NEC for their stewardship of our party. And I reaffirm the commitment of the House of Representatives to work constructively, responsibly, and transparently in service of our shared mandate. Thank you all. God bless the All Progressive Congress.